Hey everyone, what is going on? It's good to be back. Obviously, we took a couple weeks off. Most of you know the reason for that, and the reason is just back to my left here. And we have one of our artists in the house today, Joni Swanson, who's in the chat right now. For those of you that are in the chat, look at this lovely painting sheet, and I gotta straighten that out there. I'm gonna have to get that straightened out after the show here. But we have Sadie, two pictures of Sadie. The one picture on top was a young lady named Juliana, and she's a student of mine. She's in my strength training class, and she's a magnificent artist, along with Joni, of course, who does these. I gotta fix this. So, all right. I think that's a little bit better. That was bothering me. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, I was just so blown away. All of you, really. I got so many messages from so many of you sending their best in regards to Sadie passing. And yeah, I really thought I was gonna be good, and I think I am. I think I am. I had just a little fleeting moment there where I just thought about her, but yeah, obviously she used to sit right here on this chair, and had a lot of good times with her, and I know a lot of you got a big kick out of her and everything. So yeah, definitely gonna miss her. Um, Being here next to us and stuff. Anita's going to come in a little bit, and I got a fun little activity planned with Anita that we couldn't really do with Sadie. So we'll try to make the best with our new co-host. But Anita, truthfully, she won't be here all the time. A lot of times she's working on Tuesday nights, but she is here today, and she'll be here in a minute. So let me just say hi to everybody. I think Cruise Nuts was the first to check in on the live chat. I do want to say hello to everybody that let me know ahead of time. For example, Kathy, she chimed in. She's probably not on now. She said she wasn't going to be able to make it. Daryl messaged me privately. He's got a work meeting and things like that he has to take care of. Let's see, we got Cruise Nuts, like I said, was one of the first. Frankie Floyd is here once again. Great to see you, Frankie. Joni, again, is the artist. If you're just signing in, this is the artist of this painting right here, which will be there for the duration as long as this show goes. That will be back there. So get used to seeing that. We got Will G here. What's going on, Will? We got Josh and Chastity from the Moonlight Adventures. Nick is here. What is going on? We got Sherry here, and Sherry and I will be on a cruise together in June. Tim G is here. And look at that. We got Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel in memory of Sadie. And I'm going to get into the super chat stuff in just a little bit, but we will start off with Bruce there. So thanks so much for that, Bruce. And yeah, she will not be forgotten 100%. And yeah, so I did want to touch base on a couple other things. I'll tell you what, and again, I thank everybody for so many great wishes. I mean, obviously, we got the paintings back here. Just so many people have reached out, and it's made everything a lot better. Definitely a lot better. Uplifted our spirits, and just made us feel really, really special. And one thing, and I know if I was on the other side of this, I would say, "Oh, don't think that way." But I actually felt a little bit selfish, right? And if somebody was in my shoes, I would tell them, "Don't feel that way." So, I'm not. And the reason I say that is, I mean, Sadie was in the spotlight, and there's a couple people that I found out that their pets, had died this year, and in one case, just very recently, like just a few days after Sadie passed. And a lot of you were really, reaching out, but we all have loved ones that are very obviously very special to us, whether it's a family member, obviously, or a pet, which are family members very much so too. Uh, it's they often don't get the attention they deserve, but they're loved every bit as much, right? And so that's where I think I felt a little bit selfish because because Sadie was in the spotlight, she got a lot more attention, I guess, than other dogs or might have received, and they're loved just as much as I know. So I just wanted to point that out, that I didn't lose sight of that. And for those of you that have pets and fur babies at home, um, I know they're just their family, right? Speaking of family, I wanted to point out a couple other things. I'm sorry to be, this is kind of like not the happy start, but it's that bad time of year. It seems to always be that little part of the year where you hear about people passing and family members and friends and things like that. So Lito Tito, one of the Coach Cruz family, his father passed away, last week, and our hearts go out to him. You see him in the chat a lot. Fireball Steve is in the chat, for example, and they're going to Alaska later this month with Lito Tito and Michelle and Christy. So they're going to have a great time out there. But want to send our best to Lito Tito on that's Mike's his real name, but on the passing of his father and the whole family there. Obviously, in most people's case, your father or your mother is your rock, and that brings me to John Heald. And I don't think John is watches our show too much, but I did send him a message today on behalf of the Coach Cruz family, because he does reach out to the entire Carnival family, and maybe he gets this message, but I know a lot of you have good feelings towards John, and he's a very kind man and tries to make everybody feel happy and seems everything I've heard about him, even behind the scenes, is that he's a very kind person. So anyway, his mother is really in bad shape, and not the same, I guess, joyful spirit because of the illness that's fallen upon her. And so prayers for John's Heald's mother as well and their family. And so I think that covers it. So we can get into a little bit of happier stuff. And let's start off with bourbon. So Bruce, you know what? And Bruce, here's the other thing. So the super chats now, that the one bad thing that we're going to miss about Sadie, right, is anytime anybody did a $10 super chat, Sadie would get like a hot dog or a big treat or something like that. And that would be kind of a thing. And then for $15 or more, you would be buying me a drink and giving Sadie. So I don't know. We'll have to work that out. But I got Angel's Envy, brand new bottle, because remember we finished the bottle on the Sadie tribute. And so Bruce from Ocean to Ocean, thank you so much to the memory of Sadie. And I did say the toast would be to Sadie, so it is here. I'm going to take a little sip of this, and I did bring some ice, and I'm going to pour the rest of it in my glass. Very good. And so that way, if anybody else decides to buy a drink, then I will be able to continue and put that in there. So I'm going to just be drinking this straight. So Bruce, thank you for that. And that gets us to the super chat. And we also had Frankie. Let's throw Frankie up on the screen there. Frankie with a $5 super chat. Now, the reason is, so I know it's been a while since we've done the show. And for anybody that's new here, we give away a t-shirt for every $100 in super chats total. We give away a shirt. We do a drawing. So, for example, Bruce is going to be numbers 78 through 100. All right. And then he's also going to be numbers 1 and 2 for the next drawing. And then Frankie, your name is in there plenty for this shirt drawing. So I'll go through the drawing real quick. So we have 3 through 7. Frankie, 3 through 7 for the next shirt drawing. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Next. So anyway, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Sherry. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sherry, thank you. Thank you so much for that. That's in memory of Sadie. Cheers 100%. And Sherry, I guess you're going to win a shirt. So actually, let's write that down. So 88 through 100. It was the odds are strongly in your favor. So Sherry closed out that real quick. And then let's see. Also 1 through 7. So we're going to do 2 shirt drawings. So on the third shirt drawing, that'll be Sherry. So let's do these shirt drawings. So for the first shirt drawing, we have Yoli 1 through 4. And again, you don't have to be here to win. If you had your drawing, your name stays on there until we reach 100. So we have Yoli 1 through 4. We have Angie 5 through 14. Frankie is 15 through 17. North Shore Travel 18 through 27. Bruce is 28 through 47. Lido Tito is 48 through 52. Just mentioned him. Kevin B 53 through 57. Tim G is 58 through 67. Lynn is 68 through 77. Bruce is 78 through 100. So again, for anybody new, and the denomination could be as little as $1. If you did a super chat for $1, and let's say you were given number 54, then when I say, "Hey Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100," if they were to say 54, then for a $1 super chat, you win a Coach Crew shirt. I have the new style on today, but let's ask Siri for a random number 1 through 100. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. Okay, so the number is 74. Let's see who 74 is. And that is Lynn. So Lynn had numbers 68 through 77. So she wins a shirt. I don't know if Lynn, if you are on here, say something. Now, this next one, overwhelming favorite. Like, you ever been to horse races and there's like that horse that's like a 1 to 9, like they're so favored, So Sherry has numbers 8 through 100. Bruce has numbers 1 and 2, and Frankie has numbers 3 through 7. So see if they can overcome the odds here. And it's just so everybody can see, it's cleared out here. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. The number is 98. So in fact, Sherry, you did win the shirt with that fabulous. Thank you so much for in memory of Sadie. And let me say this, I'm 80% sure that the next dog, the next family member that we bring into the family will be a rescue. And I know a lot of the rescues and Tim, for example, and several people, during the tribute to Sadie contributed. And we're just kind of set that side away for the adoption fee. So Sherry, that will go toward the adoption fee when we eventually get another pooch, another family member. So I tell you what, Tim's wife, Cheryl, she's on Facebook and she's always putting dogs that need adopting and such. And Jamie is another person. There's a couple of you out there that they're always putting, dogs up for that need adoption and need homes and things like that. And yeah, they're like, oh my God, I just, just love them all. Right. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with the rescue next. And yeah. So again, thanks so much, Frankie. Thanks so much, Sherry. Thanks so much, Bruce. Ocean Travel with the super chats. Very, very cool. And I think we're caught up. I think we got the super chats taken care of. And once Anita gets in here, we are going to do a little bit of a game, and she is going to be the highlight of it. Let me take that off the screen. But prior to that, yeah, and Sherry, thank you for that. She said that's awesome. When the time is right, you'll know. Yeah, and right now, and that's a very good point. Right now is not the time. Obviously, we still have Sadie strong in our thoughts, um, and then not only that, but we're doing several cruises, and one with you, in fact, Sherry, the end of next month on the Carnival celebration. Sherry's going to be on the same cruise, and so yeah, so it wouldn't be a good time. We want to be able to dedicate a good amount of time and make sure we're home the majority of the time when we do get a new pooch, to make them feel family and let them know that we're going to be there. All right. So speaking of cruising and everything, obviously we had just gotten back from the Horizon, and then later that the end of that week, that's when Sadie passed. And so I don't know if I've gotten to speak a whole lot about the Horizon, but we had a great cruise. Those of you that follow on Coach Cruise put out a ton of video. Cookie, the cruise director. I know many of you have gotten the opportunity to cruise with Cookie, and oh, and by the way, Sherry, before I forget, and Tim, thank you, thank you. So Sherry and Tim, we're gonna fill that up quite a bit there, and Frankie, all of you there. I mean, yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know how much I should put in there. So this is going to be going the whole show, and then after the show. And if I'm getting too much more of that, I'm probably not going to be getting up from the chair here. So thank you for that, Tim. And Tim, let me mark you down here before I forget. So that is 8 through 12. 8 through 12 on the next shirt. We gave away 2 shirts today. Love to give away a third. So cheers to everybody. Cheers to Sadie. Okay. So getting back to the Horizon, we had a great time. Cookie was fabulous. For those of you that haven't got an opportunity to see the behind the scenes with Cookie, and then also did an interview with him, covered Cookie quite a bit. And he's obviously a character, just a ton of fun, very personable, very warm-hearted. And I'll tell you what, the thing that I really admired the most about Cookie is just there were a few moments, you catch him off camera, and sometimes there was one time, and I haven't aired that, it was like an 8-minute clip where we were on camera getting ready for the interview and just talking candidly with somebody, and I don't even know if he knew he was on camera, but he really does try to get everybody to be family, to kind of see, don't look at skin color, don't look at culture, don't look at whatever, just, embrace, your fellow human being, and just be good to one another. And, that's why it seems kind of like a joke, calling each other cousin and everything. But I genuinely think that's how he feels. He wants everybody to feel like family, and he does a great. Not to mention, not only that's the good, warm, mushy side of him, right? But he's also hilarious. He is just so funny. He'll make you feel like family, but then he'll be cracking jokes about you, and you never take it personal, because he's just making a joke and everything. But yeah, he's a good human being, and just had an absolutely great time cruising with them. there'd be a couple times where he would pop into the Alchemy bar, and you know me, I'm at the Alchemy bar in the evening. There's a good chance if I'm on a ship and it has an Alchemy bar, you're going to catch me at some part of the evening, and maybe a good chunk of the evening at the Alchemy bar. So toward the end of the night, maybe after he did a mega deck party or something like that, he'd pop down there and he'd go right behind the bar. There was one time he went right behind the bar, made his own drink, and just kind of joked around with everybody. Did the quest, and you can't take cameras or anything in the quest, but wow, I will say this: it's the first quest we've done in a long time, and there's a reason cameras aren't allowed in there because there is some stuff going on there. It is hilarious, but it's also, I don't want to say X-rated, but it's some stuff that you definitely would not want any children to see. I'll put it very bluntly. That is definitely not a show that any child ever should see. I mean, and probably, I mean, at least 18 or older to get into that show. We got Z coming in here. Z's Gaming and Home Theater. I meant to ask you about that, Z. I mean, I know you changed the name of your channel here. So are you into gaming? And now I see home theater added on there. I didn't know you were a gaming person, but I know that is a big thing. Oh, we got Ann here. What is going on, Ann? If you were checked in earlier, I apologize. But yeah, Ann and I cruised together on the Carnival Magic this past Thanksgiving. So it's good to see you. I saw your video with all the hail. I remember that video you posted just a little while ago. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on you, Ann. All right, so getting back to the Horizon. So we went to 4 ports. And for those people that are wondering if there's some things you should do in certain ports, the first port we went to is Aruba. Now, Aruba, I'm sure, some beautiful snorkeling, some beautiful water, beautiful oceans, things like that. But I think Aruba, you can get by very cheaply. Like, you don't have to do any wild, crazy excursion. Of course, you can. You can do that. And I'm sure the excursion could be wonderful. But Aruba has just beautiful beaches. And, as I shared in one of the vlogs I did for Aruba, you can literally walk about 150, maybe 200 yards out of the port terminal to the little bus station there and buy a round trip ticket for $5 per person to take you to any of the beaches. Now, I will say the buses, when they come, it's not like those of you that are used to living in a city, you might have buses come every 15 or 20 minutes. I don't think they're coming in that close of proximity. So you might have to wait a little bit. And so if you're not too impatient and don't mind waiting for the bus when you are ready to leave the beach, then that won't be an issue. But yeah, I mean, very cheap. You can get a round trip to the beach and go to a beautiful beach. Now, we went to a beach called Divvy Beach, I believe it was. It's a smaller beach and it's right next to Eagle Beach. It's actually before you get to Eagle Beach, but it is a neighbor of Eagle Beach. Absolutely beautiful beach. They had a ton of those shady huts. And that's one of the things I like about Aruba is they have a lot of these beaches with a lot of these shady huts. And the shady huts are for anybody. It's kind of like first come, first serve. They don't cost you anything to use the shady huts. Now, they do cost to rent chairs. And then what they'll do is they'll pull those chairs under a shady hut. But I imagine if you brought your own chairs, like if you lived in Aruba or you stayed in Aruba and had some chairs, you could just take them there. And again, the shady huts are first come, first serve. So that's what we did. And, we had some beer, beautiful beach. That was a great time. Sherry says, I'm going to bail. Okay. Absolutely, Sherry. Thanks so much again. And yeah, and I'm hoping Anita gets in here. She was a little bit tired, so hopefully she'll be in here. But thank you again so much, Sherry, and look forward to our cruise next month. I'm sure we'll see you on here again before that. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit while I'm doing it. We have Frankie going on the Vista next year. How does it compare to the Horizon? Okay, so the Vista and the Horizon, they're sister ships. I would say the Horizon is just a little bit more updated than the Vista. Um, Now, the Carnival Horizon, it has bonsai teppanyaki. So on that fifth floor there, where the bonsai teppanyaki is on the Horizon, what is where the Vista? I think it might be the piano bar. I believe on the Vista, it's the piano bar where Bonsai Teppanyaki is. Now on Horizon, the piano bar is on the opposite side of Bonsai Teppanyaki, and it might be a little bit smaller. But you know what? I mean, it's pretty much the same ship, Frankie. So you still have the Havana area. I don't know if the Havana area is the area that you're looking into, but that's amazing on the Vista or the Horizon if you can get into that area. It does cost a little bit more, so if you can get a good deal on it, then I mean, great. And if you're not in the Havana area, it's not the end of the world. Uh, the Serenity deck is the same. The Lido deck is the same. All the specialty restaurants are the same except for Bonsai Teppanyaki. And yeah, I think that's about it. And Anna's saying they had a cruise credit from a 2020 cruise. They're notified it is expiring at the end of June. Oh, wow. Double check if anyone had one book that was canceled. We had, wow, 3,000. Oh, goodness. Man, that is no joke. So, what cruise are you going on with that 3,000? Because I know you're not going to let that go to waste, Dan. Um, yeah. So, Anne, if anybody booked a cruise during the pandemic and you're not sure, okay, you're sailing in 3 weeks, what ship? Yeah, that's a good point. So, some of those cruise credits would be expiring from the pandemic. So, if you haven't checked recently, you might want to give Carnival a call and say, hey, do I have any cruise credits from the pandemic? Because I know I had so many cruises that were canceled and booked and then credit applied here and there. But and that's one thing if you don't remember. So like if they canceled a cruise, like let's say cruise number one was canceled and then you booked cruise number two. Well, on cruise number two, you're supposed to get, if it was a 6 day or more cruise, you're supposed to get $600 onboard credit. I forget whether that was per person or per cabin, but let's just say it was per cabin. Now, let's say they canceled cruise number two. Now, you didn't get an additional 600. They would just carry that 600 over to cruise number three that hadn't been canceled. And that's how that. Oh, okay. So Anna's saying it's on NCL, jumping ship for now, but we'll be back on Carnival. Yeah, that's no problem. Hey, I got to try different cruise lines. And I don't know how many people are casino players, but they came out with the new casino deals last night. So if you want to check your offers, I was a little disappointed compared to their previous offers. Now, the previous offers they had were some of the best I think I've ever seen on Carnival. There were so many great deals, and that wasn't the case with this particular group of offers. But they can change the dates and open up more sailings and things like that. But there just wasn't a lot. But we're still booked on so many cruises, even through next summer, that it wasn't a big issue. So, all right. Well, I was hoping Anita was going to come in here, but it doesn't look like she is, unfortunately. So I tell you what I'm going to do. And Anita, are you out there? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe she is. Here she comes. She's coming in. I have a game that I wanted to play with you all, and I don't have any big prize or anything, like I can't do a shirt, but I'll do maybe questions on me next week. But seeing as Anita was our co-host today and coming in, I thought we would do a little game, and we're going to do 10 questions. So those of you that like trivia on the ship, whatever cruise ship it may be, we're going to do trivia, but the trivia is going to be about Anita. Oh, we got Cruise Life TV is here. What is going on? Thanks so much. They say hi, everyone. Condolences, and I appreciate that so much, and thank you for those sentiments. And welcome to the show. So the prize, and Jane from the Carnival Horizon, previously the Carnival Breeze, she gave me a bunch of Carnival, first prize medals or whatever you want. I don't have any extra ships on a stick. So sorry about that. And I have the new Coach Cruise stickers. So it's not a big prize, but whoever wins is going to get a medal, some Carnival Cruise or Coach Cruise stickers, and then I also got some buttons that we will provide you. So now you have to put your answers in the comments.
Who doesn't like a ship on a stick?
Well, but they're not getting a ship on a stick.
Oh, my
bad. So anyway, these 10 questions. If and everybody play along here. I see we got about 20 people in the chat, so we'll see how many people actually play. And keep playing. If you get the first couple wrong, don't worry about it. We'll just go through each of these questions, okay. And then you have to put your answer in the comments. That way, like I know the trivia on Carnival, they'll do something and they'll say, well, how many people got 18 right? And you could ask somebody, I think, it's all by faith or, your honor or whatever. So this way it'll be in the comments so we can actually know. All right. So these are questions concerning Anita. And here's question number 1. And again, put what answer you think Anita would go for. Her favorite Carnival class of ship. Is it the XL class that includes currently the Carnival Mardi Gras and the Carnival Celebration? Is it the Vista class that includes the Carnival Vista, of course, the Carnival Horizon and the Carnival Panorama? Or is it the Dream class that it has the Dream, the Magic, and what's the other one? I'm forgetting. Whatever it is. So that is the first question. So put your answers in, and then you got to keep track of, how many you got right, and we'll determine. Okay, so Bruce is starting off with Dream class. Joni is saying Vista class. Cruise Life TV says Vista class. Frankie Floyd says the XL class because they're saying Mardi Gras. Tim says Vista. Miss Lady is saying Vista. Fireball Steve is saying the Vista class. Okay, let's get a few more answers. If anybody else is playing, throw your answers in. You can't win if you don't answer. We will close this question off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Anita's favorite class of ship is the Vista class. And why? Because she loves the Havana area, right? She loves the Havana area.
I do, of course.
And I've treated us to that. The past 3 times we've been on a Vista class ship, we have gotten the Havana area, which she is a big fan of.
Huge fan.
So if you answered Vista class, you are 1 for 1. Now, if you didn't answer Vista class, you're 9 more questions. You could get 9 out of 10. You could still win this prize. We might end up with a tie or 2. And I do have more than 1 medal. So if we end up with a tie or something like that, or maybe we'll have a tiebreaker question. Maybe we'll do that with anybody that ties. So, okay. Now, number 2. Anita's favorite excursion is in what port? Her favorite excursion is in what port? And I'll give you the possibilities. It's either Belize, Cozumel, or St. Thomas. Belize, Cozumel, or St. Thomas. Her favorite excursion is in what port? Belize, Cozumel, or St. Thomas? This is a tough question. Which, if you've heard us talking on various things, that we love stuff in all of these 3 ports. And I wasn't even sure. I had to ask her before the show on this one. to get her answer. So we have a St. Thomas, we have a Cozumel, St. Thomas, Cozumel. And I could understand any of these.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So we have, it's split between St. Thomas, Cozumel. Nobody's saying any Belize. Fireball Steve says St. Thomas. We do have one Belize. There's Chris, and Chris, that's Kakins 135, and we got Shane here too. Good to see you both, and Tony G and Miss Lady. I don't think I announced all of you, and T is here. I don't think I announced all of you, but welcome to the show. All right, we are going to close this question off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I can say there's only one person that got this question correct, and that is Kakins 135 with Belize, because Anita's favorite excursion is off the port. It's in the port of Belize, but off of Caye Caulker, Shark Ray Alley. That's where they have the nurse sharks and stingrays, that area that you can snorkel in, and you can snorkel with the sharks and everything. But Cozumel, we've had some great excursions there. We love El Cielo. We've done scuba diving with our friend Meg. And St. Thomas is absolutely beautiful. Megan's Bay. We've gone to some Koki Beach, I think it is. So that was 2 there. Okay, so 2 questions out of 10. Okay, number 3. This is an easier one. You got a 50-50 chance on this. Anita would prefer chips or chocolate. Chips or chocolate. What is her preference? If you got a bowl of chips or a bowl of chocolate, which is she reaching for first? Chips or chocolate? One of those 2 answers.
Chocolate.
Right, Shane is saying chocolate. Frank is saying chocolate. Ms. Lady is saying chips. Fireball Steve is saying chocolate. Fireball Steve might have some insider information because he did cruise with us. So I wonder if he was paying attention. Will is saying chocolate, and he cruised with us as well. T is saying chips. All right. I'm not seeing any more answers, so get your answers in a minute, and you got to answer them all to the most correct answers wins. Well, you got to pick one. You got the last question right, Chris. So throw an answer in there. You got it's a coin flip. You got a 50-50 chance. All right, we're going to close this question off. And remember, you got to have an answer in there. Otherwise, it counts as wrong. Remember, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. All right, this question is closed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the correct answer is chips. If you pick chips, she's not a big dessert person, believe it or not. I mean, she'll eat dessert, but I'm the big dessert person. If you put candy in front of me, or especially I have to hide if it's chocolate.
If I want something little that's sugary, I have to hide it for real.
Yeah, but she'll go for the chips. Like the chips are more at risk with her than they are with me, and definitely the chocolate and desserts.
Yes, tea.
Yeah. All right, next question. Would Anita prefer sushi or pizza? And remember, we live in the pizza mecca of the world, or one of the top pizza places in the world. Would she prefer sushi or pizza? What would be her choice between those 2? And this, again, obviously, there's only 2 answers here. So she's got a 50-50. Shane is saying pizza. Fireball is saying sushi. Frankie's saying sushi. Moonlight Adventure saying pizza. Will G, sushi. Kaken's sushi. T, sushi. A lot of sushi. Sushi's is definitely outweighing the pizza, which is surprising because we live in Chicago and we got some darn good pizza. Cruise Life TV is saying sushi. Liz is saying pizza. All right, so let's close this question in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Miss Lady is saying sushi, and the correct answer is sushi.
Yes, yes.
That's pretty much her birthday meal. That's what
every
she
year.
picks every year.
Get a
pretty
big
much.
plate of sushi, sit on the floor, watch TV, and just all you can eat. Yes, love sushi.
Craig's
like to go to the therapist.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay. Yeah, that's true. we're laughing at Craig's comment. That's probably true though. Let's see here. Now, next question. Movie in or a movie out? Movie in or a movie out? Would she rather stay in and watch a movie or go and see one of the latest movies out there? You know, like John Wick 4 or something like that. Or just a movie that's streaming on Netflix. Movie in or movie out? Moonlight says in. Ann says in. Joni says in. Fireball says in. A lot of ins. A lot of ins. No out. Oh, there's one out. Ms. Lady says out. We got an in. Cruise Life TV says in. I'm still laughing at Craig's. I don't think Craig's coming back. And we aren't really talking about anything, are we? So, but yeah, okay, that's just funny. Frankie says movie out. All right. In unless you're on the horizon. I got you. Yeah, and then you can go to or the Vista, right? You can go to the IMAX, and we had actually intended to do that on the Horizon this most recent time. Okay, we're gonna close this question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and in the overwhelming majority of you got it correct. Most of you said in, and that is her choice. Let's see, we are through 5 questions.
With us, he's one that.
5 questions. How many? Is there anybody that has? Well, the only person can have all 5 right is Kakins because they were the only one that guessed Belize. Kakins, do you have 5 correct or 4 correct?
T seems to know me.
And how many people have 4? How many people have 4 or more correct?
T.
If you have 4 or more correct, put it in the comments because we are going on to question number 6. I think a lot of people must only have 3. Okay. Number 6, and this one, if you watched a lot of my videos, okay, T has 4, Will's got 3, Tim's got 4. Okay, I don't know how many Chris has. He might have missed one, but he did get Belize right. Nobody else had that. Okay, what carnival kitchen class did we take? Was it the tailgating class with all the tailgate foods and things like that? Was it the cake class? How to make a cake, or was it the pie class that we did? So if you've watched the videos, you might know this answer because obviously this is one that we put out there. We've only done one carnival kitchen class. So was it the tailgate class, cake class, or pie class? And this was on the Carnival Mardi Gras that we did. All right. So we have Tim saying pie. We have Josh and Chastity from Moonlight Adventures saying cake. Will saying pie. Fireball's pie.
Johnny.
Frankie says pie. Liz says pie. Ann says pie. A lot of pie. A lot of pie.
Ooh, a lot of pie.
All right. Kakins
There's
is
a joke
pie.
in there somewhere. There's a joke in there.
We will close this question in 5, 4, 3. Joni says
the cake class.
3, 2, 1, and it is closed. It is pie, correct? You are all watching the videos, or you're all cheating off one another. One of the
tailgate. Definitely got it.
Yeah.
Has anybody done any other classes? Has anybody done classes?
The correct answer was the pie class. So give yourself a point if you guess pie. All right, let's move on to the next one. Number 7 is Anita is most likely to get which of these drinks? Her favorite drink, or her most common order when she's on a ship. Will it be a Long Island iced tea, a vodka and club soda, or an apple teeny? Long Island iced tea, vodka and club soda, or an apple teeny? Which would be her most common drink that she orders more than any other drink when we are on a cruise?
No, all the classes were sold out. What classes they're offering besides them?
Liz said the pizza class was great. I always try to sign up for the sushi class, and the sushi class is always sold out. Moonlight says vodka club. Ann says vodka. Fireball says the apple teeny. Miss Lady says the Long Island. Will says the apple teeny. T says the apple teeny.
Oh, you think I'm apple teeny girl.
Let's see how many more answers we have rolling in here. Okay, I'm not seeing any more coming in, so we will close this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and vodka and club soda is vodka her go-to drink.
Fireball. We cruise with Fireball.
Yeah.
He should have known that.
Well, I tell you what, I always make fun of her because we go to the Alchemy bar, and those of you who go to the Alchemy, they take pride in making their drinks, and they spend like 10 minutes making one drink, putting like 5 different things in it, shaking it up, all this other stuff. And then she goes, can I get a vodka and club soda? They're just like, really? But yeah, I mean, she makes life easy on them. All right. So the next one. Anita grew up in what state? Illinois, Indiana, or Missouri? Illinois, Indiana, or Missouri? What state did Anita grow up in? Illinois, Indiana, or Missouri? Illinois, Indiana, or Missouri? That is question number 8.
He is pronouncing it wrong, though.
I pronounced 2 of them wrong by some people's estimation. All right.
Illinois.
We have Ann saying Indiana. Moonlight Adventure says Illinois. Will G says Missouri.
It's Missouri.
Or Missouri.
Missouri.
Joni says Missouri or depending upon what dialect you're speaking. Frankie Floyd says Missouri or Missouri. Any other answers? Waiting on a couple more. Seems like we have a couple more people playing, so I don't want to. Kakins is saying Missouri or Missouri. All right, we will close. Oh, and Tim saying Illinois. All right, we will close this off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. And it's Missouri.
I totally gave you a hint.
She totally gave you the answer. I was trying to play it off because some people say Illinois and Illinois. So I was trying to throw you off the scent, but she basically led you right to it. I don't know how many people caught it. All right. 2 questions left, unless we have to do a tiebreaker question. All right. Anita once lived where? California, Florida, or both California and Florida? She once lived where? California, Florida, or both California and Florida? Go ahead and put your answers down. You can just put Cal, Flo, or both. Cal, Flo, or both. All right. So we got Miss Lady saying Florida. Moonlight is saying both. T is saying both. Will is saying both. Liz is saying both. Frankie is saying California. All right. Joni's saying both, as Joni's lived in both those places. Okay, Joni.
Cool.
All right. Fireball says both. Kakin's both. So, I mean, you're going on, 2 coasts. Exactly. Chris is saying both. All right. Well, let's close this off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the correct answer is both.
I was a vagabond.
You lived in Florida like around what ages?
Oh, God, so many years ago. Like 93.
How old were you? Like what age?
23.
So early 20s, she was in Florida. And then prior to her moving to Illinois, where we met, She was living in California working for an airline, and yeah, and then she got moved out to Illinois. All right. Okay, final question.
Frankie, you're funny.
Now, when Anita does eat dessert, which is not very often, but when she does, if we're in the MDR and they have an option for dessert and she decides she is going to eat dessert, does she prefer apple pie, cheesecake, or the chocolate melting cake? Is she going to get a slice of apple pie, a slice of cheesecake, or a chocolate melting cake with the vanilla ice cream, of course? What is her choice amongst those three selections? Joni is saying cheesecake. She is the first response. Anna is saying cheese. Miss Lady is saying apple. Fireball Steve is saying apple as well. Tim is saying cheesecake. Cakins is saying cheesecake. Moonlight Adventures is cheesecake. All right. Any other answers? Okay, we're going to close this question in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, I know we don't have anybody that got all 10 correct. So let's start with 9
not that complicated
correct responses. And remember, your answers are in the chat. So we'll be able to tell if you're cheating. So don't cheat.
I would personally.
Because many people are going to be tempted to cheat because of these marvelous prizes we have here. All right. So, yeah. So we got anybody with 9 correct answers. If I don't see anybody saying yes, we're going to go down to 8. Anybody that has, the correct answer for the last question is cheesecake. Yeah. And I did want to comment that cheesecake, yeah, there's a delay. So yeah, I was saying it right when you were typing it probably. Okay, so cheesecake was the final answer. And yes, so anybody that, okay, so Kakins has 8. Kakins has 8. That's Chris.
You know me.
So Will has 7. So you're right there, Will.
Hey, Will.
Anne has 8, she thinks. Tim has 8. So we're gonna have to do a couple. T says, I think I got 6 or 7. Well, thank you for your honesty there, T. We might have it to do a. Joni says I got 5. Well, hey, you know what? If you were playing in the major leagues, Joni, you'd be a Hall of Famer with that many. So don't feel bad. Ann says we have the same palate. Yeah. All right. Very cool. All right. Okay. So do we have to do a runoff here? So I'm going to have to come up with a question that I know the answer to. Okay.
Make it racier.
All right. So I'm going to give you some music to choose from. Now, who do we still have left? We have Ann, Tim, and Kakins or Chris. All right. You three. Here is the question. All right. If this music is available, she's flipping through the channels on the radio. Where is she going to stop? Is she going to stop when she comes to a Beatles song, an Elvis song, or a Bob Seger song? The Beatles, Elvis, or Bob Seger? What is her choice there? What is Anita's choice? The Beatles, Elvis, or Bob Seger? Okay, Ann says Bob Seger. Are you okay? Tim says Bob Seger. And we got Kakins. What are you going with? Kakins is going with Elvis. It is Elvis, Bob Seger.
Is good. I'm a Seger fan through and through.
Yeah,
I love some classic rock.
Can you think of a final question? We got. Well, you know what? We'll just Tim and Ann. We'll just have you both win. All right. And I think I'll need your address again. I'm pretty sure I got Tim's stored away here somewhere, but we'll set you up because I know I've got another medal. And
wait, you don't know who that is? Seeger?
Bob Seeger. Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know?
Who wrote that? Dang, I don't even know who it is.
Oh, well, I mean, Bob Seeger.
He's on the younger side.
Yeah.
Oh, you little baby.
That's all right, Chris. All right. So yeah, wow, this hour filled up pretty quick. And I'll tell you what, I got to go find that comment because this was just cracked me up. So, and the thing was, is, you know what, Anita pointed this out today, and we didn't talk a whole lot of cruising. I mean, this was just the kind of the comeback, but here we go. We got Craig Country McLean. You'll see you'll I think they're saying we're a perfect match, but we need to get our life together and see a therapist. and we're not talking about anything, but have a blessed day. And y'all are so corny and kind of boring and bye. And probably true on all accounts there, but that was the comment of the show. Let's see. So Ann says we'll be in San Juan. You may have a connection there. I have heard. Yeah. So Ann, there is a place called La Chicharron, which is in I want to say it's about a 10-minute cab ride from the port area there. And you'll go to a place called La Placita. They'll probably know where La Placita is because I guess Bad Bunny is performed in that, and that little area is like the hopping place. Like, I mean, the streets are just flooded with people partying and stuff, when it's nighttime. When you're going there, it's probably not going to be nighttime. It'll be the day, but La Chicharron is the name of the place. So yeah, definitely check that out if you want a great place to eat. Oh, and oh my God, you got to get a pina colada. I mean, I'm not a huge pina colada person, but they make it with, I mean, that's basically the birthplace of the pina colada, from what I'm told. And the rum that they make it with is just amazing. So, hands down, best pina colada I ever had was right there at La Chicharron. Frankie says, great game. Thank you. Maybe the Country McLean should have stuck around. Maybe he'd have had fun with So
yeah, we'll have fun with the therapy.
Yeah, and we will Liz, we'll have to schedule that therapy appointment, but that's probably true. And Kakins is going on the carnival celebration. Nice. Got to see my guy Lee Mason. Those of you that are on Coach Crew's Facebook, he is just shy of 50,000 people in his Facebook group. So if you're not on Lee, your cruise director, you can jump on there and join him. He's also been putting out some great vlogs, but that is the next 2 cruises I'll be on. Anita's going on one of them, and but not the second one. But the second one I'll be on with Sherry that was on here earlier. And so that is going to be great. The next 2 cruises will be Carnival Celebration, June 11th and June 25th. So if anybody else is going either of those dates on the Carnival Celebration, you will see me. Cruise Life TV, got to run. Good night. Joni, 255 days till I'm back in the Valor where I met you guys a year ago. You know what? And yeah, that Valor cruise was awesome. That's also where we met the Charlie's Angels too. And we became good friends with them. So what a cruise that was, the Carnival Valor. We met you and Charlie's Angels and everybody. And look, we're like cruise family now, right? So I guess that's about it. We are just shy of 1 hour. Rob and Jan are just checking in. What's going on to you all? And Liz, thank you so much for that super sticker. Let me write you down. Appreciate that so much. You are numbers 13 and 14 for the next shirt drawing, which will be next week, hopefully. And thank you, everybody. Anne.
Oh, Cookie. She's got Cookie on.
Cookie. Oh, who's got Cookie? Who's going with Cookie?
T.
Oh, tea. Okay. July on the horizon with Cookie. Yeah. I mean, you probably, yeah, I know you've commented on some of the videos that I put out with Cookie. Cookie's amazing. You're going to have such a great time. Tim, thank you for that. He's saying great show. And thank you everybody for the comeback episode. I'll do 10 questions on me. I'll make them, you know, I'll try to make them kind of hard, but not so hard that you can't get them right. Hopefully it's something that I've mentioned on air before, or I've at least alluded to. And look at that, North Shore Travelers. I love how you all are finishing. This is an awesome finish. So you're going to be 15 through 18, North Shore Travelers.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you so much. And thank you all again. Thank you all. And thanks for the great comments. And, you know, we only had one person that thought we needed therapy today. That's good. I mean, normally there's multiple people that think we need therapy. And then the fact that there's only one person that posted that we needed therapy.
Yeah, y'all figure. I'm going to go have a vodka and seltzer water. Good night.
All right. And Miss Lady, thank you so much. We love the new subscribers, because every new subscriber we get puts us closer to 4,000. We're trying to hit that 4,000 goal before our 2-year anniversary. And we're like 3,400 and something. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Happy
We'll
cruising.
see you all next week. Love you.